Welcome to my editor's tour of Wi453, the September issue of Wargames Illustrated magazine. Our cover shows a scene from the Dunkirk evacuation 1940 and heralds our retreat, regroup, rearguard theme. In this magazine we've got 100 pages of wargaming content for you with a heavy focus on all things historical. But we begin with our review and preview section looking at Sci-Fi Station Crew, the Frostgrave Advanced Spellbook, Medieval Knights by Victrix, and an English Civil War rules supplement. Release Radar contains more of the similar, taking a whirlwind look at a potpourri of new releases. Following a quickfire look at the Fen Model Show, we have our first theme article, with Pete Brown taking a broad look at playing fighting retreats on the Wargames table. In this next short article, regular contributor David Bickley introduces us to his 1066 and all that collection, with a family connection to the sculptor of many of the figures. We return to our theme with a case study of retreat, regroup and rearguard with a look at the American Civil War Battle of Chickamauga, 1863. Ace painter Ruben Taragosa presents Does Size Matter?, in which he paints both a 15 and 28mm figure with the same uniform, but with two different styles relevant to the size of the model. Fighting for Every Yard, Refighting the Retreat from Kabul, provides background and two scenarios for one of the most infamous withdrawals in British military history during the First Afghan War of 1842. The Battle of Boar's Head was an exceptional demo game presented at this year's Partisan Wargame show. Here we dig into the what-if history behind the Wars of the Roses battle, which sees Queen Margaret and the Prince of Wales landing in England earlier in 1471 and joining battle with the Yorkists somewhere near Oxford. We take to the seas for our final retreat, regroup and rearguard themed article as Barry Hilton provides us with history, scenario and a battle report for a bruising 17th century naval battle between the British and Dutch fleets off the coast of England. Mons Grappius was a pivotal battle in the story of Roman Britain. Following our recent article in which Dr. Simon Elliott, author of Agricola in Scotland, presented the history of the battle, we took 5 gamers, including Simon and Wargaming grandee Rick Priestley, and refight Mons Grappius on a massive board with hundreds of figures in an effort to shape the fate of a nation in miniature. We head to the Western Front next as award-winning model maker James Morris and archaeologist and YouTuber Alex Sotheran discusses the appeal of wargaming the First World War without the requirement of goblins or anything else fantastical to make it more entertaining. Osprey have recently released the second edition of their best-selling fantasy rules Dragon Rampant. In this designer's notes piece, author Dan Mersey tells us why he did it and what's new in DR2. The Battle of Aliwal 1846 was another great game presented at this year's Partisan. Here, Ian Kluski of the Boondock Saints gives his expert insight into the build-up, battle and tabletop execution of this first Anglo-Sikh war battle. A short club focus concludes this month's magazine. We head down under to learn about Club North, Australia's longest running wargames club. Before you rush out to the shops and pick up a copy of this, the September issue of Wargames Illustrated, let me just draw your attention to our next issue page, which highlights the freebie frame you will be receiving with the October issue. One of 2 brand new Conflict 47 sprues worth over £12 or $19 US. Don't miss that and don't miss this.